Welcome to another episode of Velocity Chaos! On this week's episode of the Velocity Chaos podcast, Nick and Luke are honored to have their first guest on the podcast. They get to know the ins and outs of their number one fan. Find out who on the 25th episode of the Velocity Chaos podcast. Leave us a voicemail at 15-15-41-CHAOS. All right, and welcome. Here we go. Here we are on the 25th episode of the Velocity Chaos podcast. After 25 episodes, or 24, I should say. I'm almost forgetting the name of the podcast. It's just because I'm so darn excited.
25 episodes, and you just forget everything. It's
yeah.
Crapping out.
Are you excited right now?
I am really excited.
You know who I picked up from the dock today?
Who did you pick up from the dock today?
Why, hello there, Nick.
Oh, yeah.
Captain Daddy.
Captain Daddy is in the house.
I can't tell you what it means to me to be here as part of episode 25 of this historic and legendary podcast.
We appreciate you coming out just for this. You had to sail in through all those canals to get into the Lake Erie and everything. But, I mean, for a captain of your, standard and quality, I'm sure it was probably not even that difficult.
It wasn't the first time I've circumnavigated the globe, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, and I'm just so excited that you're our first official guest. And this I'm just giddy. When you came in and when I saw you, was that brute you were wearing?
It's Oda to the sea.
I could smell it. Was that in your musk? It was just like oozing intensity.
Oh, why you make me blush now.
He's going to start a dolphin line of colognes. This is the dolphin line. Dolphin. Dolphin for men.
Now, see, last time you were talking about how you don't want to give the good ideas away on the podcast. And here you go, Nick.
It's a habit. It's a habit I can't kick.
You just got ideas coming through. I mean, we can't. It's hard to filter them that quick.
This is an idea farm. Yeah. That's what this really is.
So when we listen back to it, we write it down then. But
we're stocking up. We're stocking up on good ideas for when people are like, we're in a good meeting, we're at a party or something. They're like, you got good ideas? We're like, well, let us look.
Yeah. Listen to this podcast real quick.
All 25 episodes.
It will change your life.
25 episodes. I figured, let me find a list of things that are 25 years old.
Nice.
I picked out one, as how lazy I am, because it was the first one on the list and the most important, obviously. Wayne's World.
Obviously.
Wayne's World, party time. Excellent. Woo, 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 woo. That's 25 years old this year. I'm excited about that.
That's great.
It's a classic.
It's instant. I got a Wayne's World hat. I should have been wearing it. That would have been even better. But
that's a great movie, and I didn't realize that I was born in that year.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Hey.
So
you're.
Oh wait. How am I not number one on your list? I just realized that I should be on your list.
You can be number two.
I'm number one on my list.
Yeah. After Wayne's World.
Myself is Wayne's World, much deserved number one slot.
And that's why I asked you if you were wearing Brute. I bring it around.
You got it. Although I was just in Aurora, Illinois.
Oh.
Paying homage.
That's
nice.
To the 25.
Great.
On what's the radio? Whatever, the Grunt.
The Grunt. Oh!
All right, I'm Handsome Dan over here. Are you ready, Mr. Scream?
Let's just play that movie. Let's just play the audio from that movie for the next 50 minutes. It's our favorite sound bites.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great flick.
Yeah, other stuff I don't even remember. I saw things, they were just not important, but...
You closed out of the tab?
I did.
When are you going to learn?
Never. But I would hope one day to create something that great and iconic.
That reminisces with the generations.
How do you become like a household name like Ken Jennings?
Who's that?
the Jeopardy guy that won like a ton of money. The first guy to win a bunch of money.
Okay, yeah. Household name.
Yeah.
Did he win $1 million?
I think so.
Wow.
I think he won $1 million.
What kind of...
Oh,
wow.
Jesus.
Rookie.
Cannons are firing.
Ken
Captain
Jennings.
Daddy not used to audio equipment.
It's all right. It's all right. You're still getting your land legs.
That's right. That's right.
Your audio studio legs. That's too much to say. Don't ever say that again.
That's okay.
Okay, there's nothing else. Didn't you say there was something, Captain Daddy? Wasn't there something that you found?
For 25?
Yeah, 25 years.
I don't know. We have the Dream Team.
The Dream Team.
Oh, okay.
The great
okay.
the
Dream
1992 USA Dream Team, consisting of, those Michael Jordans, those Magic Johnsons, the Larry Birds, the Charles Barkley and Karl Malones, John Stockton, Pat Ewing, David Robinson. There's a lot more than I remembered.
Yeah.
Clyde Drexler, Scottie Pippen, and Chris Mullen. Because I'm just going to fill that out. And a 12th member, college player, Christian Laettner.
Where's that guy today?
I don't remember.
I seriously want to know what Chris Laettner is doing right now with his life.
Listening to the Velocity Chaos podcast.
Is
probably.
what he should be doing.
My bad.
How do you even... did they win? I mean, how do you...
They won the gold. How
Gee,
could-
did they win?
I feel like they should
Before
have
your
made...
time.
Look, we'll forgive you
They should have made like...
because you might not have been born yet.
That's
Thank you.
true.
They should have made like a special medal that was like platinum. Like this assembly of sheer athleticism will never happen again.
Yeah.
So here's a platinum medal.
Until LeBron James came to town.
Came to town.
Yeah. Yes. My dream team, just real quick, would be Nick, myself, and Captain Daddy. Obviously.
Oh, yes.
come
Save
true.
the best for last.
Dream come true.
Episode 25 Dream Team.
That's right. Doesn't got the title of That's the title right there.
Awesome. That's great. Well, your wish is granted. Happy birthday and stuff.
Thank you. America.
Tomorrow.
Celebrating independence.
We haven't even talked about. It's 25th year anniversary of America, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
1776. I always do math on the podcast. When we get to 1976, that's 200. 2000. We're like 40 years in. We're like 241 years old. Is that it?
Yeah,
that close?
We'll count it. We'll count it. I guess we could find out if you really wanted to. But
Fine. I'll bring out the calculator.
oh,
Jesus.
no. Push up your glass.
2017. 1776. 2040. 241.
241. Dang.
Bam. Got it. Nailed it.
Money.
Yeah. So what have you got for us today over there as you open up your...
First, I just want to say I want a cool nickname like Captain Daddy. Well, it's not nickname, but I want a cool name like Captain Daddy.
Well, it's organic. It has to happen organically.
Everyone tells me that, but how did you get your name? Your wife gave you that name, didn't she?
No, she did not give me that name.
Are you sure?
But she
I am
calls it
sure.
probably.
Now she's a fan of the Captain
Like
Daddy.
she saw you holding like all three of your kids like in your arms and stuff. She's like, "Oh,
In a giant storm.
Captain Daddy."
Yeah. On the boat, you don't want to lose your children. We talked about losing children there. You talked about losing children last week. And I just, it's a parent, it's very nerve-wracking, very scary indeed to lose a child. So when that boat and storm, it's rocking, the waves are tossing and turning, you got to grab the children. You got to hold on tight.
I just picture like two of them under one arm, like a barrel of ale, but it's two children. And then like you have like rope between your teeth, like for the sail. And like your wife is like in that classic like National Lampoon's Vacation where they're like she's like hanging onto your leg and like you're just like in this epic pose. I don't know what you're doing.
I think that could describe the voyage it took to get here today.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There was some bad weather probably the last week or so I'm sure you had to experience some of that.
Oh, the storms were rough coming from the
Chicago
the west.
land.
Yeah, coming from the west, coming east. Some white knuckle sailing. Let's say that.
Prairie schooner.
Yeah.
Cool.
I-80 is an unforgiving sea lane.
Right, yeah. Only the hardest of the hard go that way. In search of greener pastures. All right. So I have some hypotheticals for Captain Daddy. I mean, as our first guest, we just got to put you kind of through a stringent of real life questions.
Oh, I welcome
questions.
all challenges of the Velocity Chaos podcast.
Real life hypothetical questions.
And we want to get to know the Captain Daddy, the inside and out. So when the Captain Daddy isn't here or he's not calling into the voicemail 151541 chaos, we can imagine what Captain Daddy would do in situations and just get that, just the essence, the aura, and the spirit of Captain Daddy with us at all times.
Oh, the wisdom is one for the ages. That's for sure.
That's true.
These answers will stay with us for as long as the podcast is online.
Yeah,
which will be forever.
Forever.
Cyber archaeologists someday will discover this and be like, "What is this? New religion born right there."
I think this episode will definitely make a top 25 list of Velocity Chaos
Because we're just
podcasts.
going to quit after
I'm not going to say what order it comes in. But it's going to make that top 25 list.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll start off with an easy one here. Would you rather be deaf or blind? Because I don't think you're either, right?
I am not either at the moment, although I've had bad vision and bad hearing in my time.
Doing a podcast and just like answering and being deaf would be like this. Would be a skill.
It would certainly be a skill. I'd have to be touching you more.
Yeah, he's like reading
more than what I currently
guessing
am
at
doing.
what he's saying. All right.
If you were deaf,
behind
you
the
could
scenes,
just-
there's a lot of touching, more touching than I assumed for the Velocity.
That's what we do. We actually all sit on the same chair. We only got one chair here. In the
Take turns on the mic. You got to take turns.
I always try to be on the bottom.
Yeah,
It's my favorite.
Yeah, I know. I like. I'm on top. I'm moving around. I got a little more. I got to play on the computer a little bit. But yeah.
Oh, I think if I had to go one, I definitely need to be able to hear that open water.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can just kind of like memorize what you're doing.
You gotta watch out for those
physically.
sirens.
Yeah, I mean, you don't
lure
need
you
vision when sailing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Just feel
You'd
the
be
water.
surprised, like Jedi.
You ever been on a boat like fishing and they like have the little thing in the water that like, oh, you are now in 2 feet of water. Like, you just got a little thing that beeps like the, what do they call it? The fathoms. You just
You got a boating stick that you're on the bow and you're just like whacking it around.
30 fathoms.
You know, my boat doesn't go that deep, so
All right.
So it's not a submarine.
generally, I should. No.
No.
I like to keep it on the surface of the water. It's a surface.
The surface boat.
Surface boat.
Okay, here's another good one. If you could really sell your soul to the devil, what would you sell it for?
Wait, 4 or?
Like,
oh wait,
what would
okay.
you get in return?
Okay, yeah, all right, my bad. I was thinking like, well, what kind of price would I put on that? Yeah,
You mean besides these rugged good looks?
yeah. You got dealt a good hand.
I mean that's. I'm not going to tell you my secret, but
Captain Daddy's
it might
like-
be close already. Like
Captain Daddy's like, I need nothing more in life. Everything I have, I took.
I guess, wind in a bottle.
Here you go. Here's everything of me, my essence. What do you want in return?
I would
Wind
go
in
to
a bottle.
believe that the devil would be like, Captain Daddy, is there anything I can get if I give you my soul? Because you have everything, and I just want something. I want to taste your glory.
Well, you know, I do try to. I try to live my life in such a fashion that Satan's scared that I'm going to come and take over in due time.
He's just
Nice.
I feel he's just warming up the seat. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, one of my back tattoos says, make Lucifer sweat.
We're on a first name basis.
Yeah. Lucy.
I'm coming for you. All right. That's good. That's good stuff. I like that. Okay, here's an interesting one. You're walking in a forest, or in your case, a kelp forest, and
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
you
Visionary.
find a black suitcase floating in the water, and then inside is $1 million, but there's a piece of paper stained in blood with a single word on it. Don't. Do you take the suitcase or do you leave it?
Of course I take the suitcase. Whoever left that message obviously neglected their luggage.
going to find Mary Swanson and give her.
I was going to say, like, Captain Daddy was the one who put the blood on the note. Remnants of the guy.
Take the money and leave the note. All right, fine.
It's treasure, man.
Just hoist up the note on the sail.
The note. The don't note.
The don't note.
Man.
Chapter 3.
You invent a food product where you mix together equal amounts of butter, and I can't believe it's not butter. What do you name it?
I can't believe it's partially butter.
The logic of this man is staggering.
I can't believe it's butter and not butter at the same time. No, I can't even match up to the moxie of Captain Daddy.
Here's a classic one, and I like this one. All right, and I'll pitch this more of a sailor saga. You're on a desert island, and you find a cave, and in the cave you find a beautiful lamp, and you rub it, and a genie pops out, and you get 3 wishes. But then let's say that your ship comes back and you're back in the saddle, but you still have these 3 wishes. So you don't need to wish yourself off the island, is what I'm saying.
You just took it.
Can I wish myself back to the island? I don't know if you know of the show called Lost. But at night at sea, it keeps me entertained. I'm only on the 2nd season, though.
All right. So you're back on the island. You have 2 more wishes. 2 more wishes.
The other one to get off the island.
That I'm in the TV show Lost.
4 weeks later, I get tired of the island and I need to get off. No.
All right, so you're back on the island.
Would I be able to wish for more wishes? Sometimes the genies don't let you pull that one on them.
Let's say no.
Is Robin Williams the genie?
I wish that you were Robin Williams.
Yeah.
All right, you have 2.
Assume the form of Mrs. Doubtfire for me. Take care of this island.
You're marooned on an island with Mrs. Doubtfire. You got 1 wish left.
Now, I would wish for Water World.
Yes!
Look at that.
Okay, now we're talking.
That's my second wish. After I got back to the island, I would get tired of the land, even though it's a small little island with a cave. And I would want to see the world covered in water.
Nice.
Classic
Water
Captain
World.
Daddy.
Classic.
Those are great answers.
And then, I'll go back to the devil deal. I still would like some wind in a bottle. I think. I think that'd be.
So now you got 2.
I think that'd be very helpful in the water world.
2 bottles of wind. Wow, he's just like stockpiling these.
Look, it's good to be prepared. You never know.
Could you wish for your soul back at that point?
Oh,
You like do a double deal where you
I hadn't even thought of getting that thing back.
you trade.
Life has been so
It's been
great at
gone
this
for
point.
me for so long. It's like a phantom limb.
You trade the devil your soul for a magic lamp with a genie in it. You use one of the wishes to wish for your soul back, and then use the other 2 wishes for an island, and then obviously just to be on Lost, be a real character on Lost.
Go ahead.
Have you seen the show Lost?
Yes.
How does it end?
I can't tell you that.
Someone said poorly.
Oh no!
Does the genie have more power than the devil? Can you ask the genie, I want to be the devil, and then the devil is kicked out of his position because you're the new devil?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
I don't know.
Ooh.
What if
Mixing magical creatures.
Yeah, here we
I
go.
want to start being able to give people powers for the ability of them giving me their soul. That's what I would. That's my wish.
Start a competitive business, I see.
If you could only eat one type of food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Now, you'd think the easy answer here would be fish. But you would be wrong. it's still pizza.
That's my first thought was pizza.
Just unlimited pizza delivery.
There is no better answer than pizza for this question.
I did hear an answer of salad, but that being, you can put a lot of stuff in a salad, so you can really kind of eat anything at that point and just call it a salad.
Pizza salad.
Or pizza. You just throw everything on a pizza. They got breakfast pizzas. They
breakfast pizzas.
got delicious pizzas.
It's genius.
You can put fish on pizza. And again, I can still get my taste.
Seafood pizza. All right. This is a great one. What historic figure would make the worst ghost to be haunted by?
For me?
What about Christopher Columbus? You know, he totally missed his mark.
You know, that's a good... I was going to say Davy Jones just because that guy's an ass.
Yeah. No, those are good ones. That answer...
Yeah, we're totally in India right now.
Just whining and complaining all the time about not getting to the Indies.
You know, Magellan is also pretty much a horrible person. He's very egotistical, I've heard.
Constantly pointing you where to go.
You know,
go that way.
Setting that world record as first guy seems to inflate the ego a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we all know it was Captain Daddy that really did it.
Always.
All right. Look, there's this question in here. Which island would you rather be stuck on? The one from Lost or Gilligan's Island?
Oh!
Now he's conflicted.
Very well.
We got scary ghost monsters on the Lost one. I mean, you can't be more than 3 hours away from something if you're on the Gilligan's Island one.
It was only a 3-hour tour.
Yeah. And it's probably less than that if it was a 3-hour tour. And
it was an
maybe
hour
they
and a
went in
half
some
tour.
Circles.
Well, an hour and a half out and then an hour and a half back.
Well,
so
you know, one of the interesting things then is going to be the levels of magic involved in both cases. Because we can both agree these are magical islands.
Yeah.
One, you get mystical fog beasts and, you know, some nuclear button that you got to keep pushing. The other, you get coconut radios, which is pretty useful technology.
kind of magic.
I'd like to see a coconut iPhone on that island. I'm going to go with Gilligan's here.
these were literally built for you because I have. If you had to be stuck on a TV show for a month, what show would you pick?
Well, okay, for 1 month. Now here's the question: Would you be which tribe on Lost would you go to?
Can I pick the marooned people?
Sure,
I'll pick them.
I figure they're a tribe of sorts, right?
Yeah. The hodgepodge tribe.
The hodgepodge.
And then look at this question: you can pick any 3 people in the world to be marooned on an island with. Who do you pick?
Man.
Oh, well, that's pretty easy.
You better not pick me. I don't want to hang out on no island.
Oh,
Wow.
does not want to keep the podcast
the
going
dream
when it's on Captain
just
Daddy's home turf. It's all of a sudden not good enough.
Yeah, I got something else to do that weekend. I can't make it. Like, wow, slap in the face.
Hey guys, do you want to be marooned down an island with me this weekend?
I was going to say, you better.
How long is that going to
I'm
take?
invited.
Indefinitely.
I mean, but did I tell you I got a genie?
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
Now,
hey.
oh, now you piqued his interest over there.
Unlimited wishes or 3 wishes?
3 per rub.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
Maybe
A
give
lot
me
of
that
practice.
Abby a rub and
I
get
believe.
extra.
I believe that's how genies work. I'll keep trying and let you know.
Just keep rubbing away.
I'm not getting 3 more wishes. What am I doing wrong?
Just keep rubbing it.
Luke sometimes steers me the wrong way, I think.
I'm a bad
I
influence.
think he's a foul wind, if you know what I'm saying.
Catch this
foul
wind in
wind.
your bottle.
Oh.
If you could be a professional athlete in any sport, what sport would it be?
Well, he's already a professional sailor.
I mean, yeah, the sailing is quite an athletic event.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of the sport of shuffleboard?
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
I would rocket the shuffleboards.
I would rock the shuffleboard, bro.
Do you get like a cruise liner and then you got like just a shuffleboard tournament that you always dominate?
It's so I don't want to give any undue sponsorships away, but there is one seafaring voyage every year that I like to go on that features a lot of shuffleboarding. and a lot of shuffling sheets. Yeah, I got
That's how the little biscuits were made.
All right. And
I do have to say thank you for the WTB. I heard that the other few podcasts.
Yeah, I like to keep it alive. The What the Biscuits.
What the biscuits. All right, last one. If you won $10 million and had to spend it in 5 days, what would you buy or do?
I would buy real estate property.
In the ocean.
When Waterworld exists, boom! My property will be the only land around.
See, this is all just like your diabolical plan. I mean, you're gonna.
Once again, I'm just putting it out there, though. I feel the woos of the Velocity Chaos podcast just bringing it out of me.
The craziest thing is that like he did all these deals with the devil. He did all these wishes with a genie, and then all of this land that's going to be worth millions of dollars in Waterworld, and people are going to come for him, and they're going to like want to like take over. But you got plenty of wind in a bottle to blow them away. It was all part of the plan.
He's gonna have loyalty though beyond reckoning. Captain Daddy, just a commander of armies. So I think he'll be set.
We'll be your official podcasters.
Yeah.
My fleet of dolphins will help help secure the seas for me.
And we'll take up to the skies as your space lords, just watching, giving you that
satellite
that extra
feed.
eye.
And we'll be like your disc jockeys. So like as the fleet like goes like motoring out to battle, we'll like play like AC/DC or something cool.
Could you get the moon to flicker like in a rave where we could have the baddest ocean party in the world? Waterworld.
Space Lords.
You hear that? That's Captain Daddy.
You got it. Coming at you.
With that, I mean, bringing up the next part of this, we got if you want to perhaps be our second best listener, fan, you can call into the hotline at 1515-41 chaos. I don't think Captain Daddy can be topped. That's just not possible. Our first guest, our first voicemailer.
Can't beat that.
Yeah, so leave us a message, 1515-41 chaos. That's 1-515-412-4267. If you got any questions, any comments, any topics you want to talk about, any problems you want to go over, we're here for you.
Yep.
Yes.
Now I have a hypothetical for you two.
Okay.
That I've come today with. So last week you guys talked about the Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh.
And I heard a couple interesting tidbits from that section of the podcast, and one of them was events you could do together.
Oh, a team.
Oh, tag team world records.
Oh boy,
tag teams. I heard 3-legged race and sock hops.
What's a sock hop?
There's a ball sack race.
We won't talk about the chin one for you, but what I wanted to say is I think it would be a good thing for the Velocity Chaos podcast and its fans worldwide to see you two tackle
break a record.
Guinness World Record.
Let's do it.
Let's do a fidget spinner world record and track it with the app.
Yeah. Easily track.
The $50 app. Well, the record will be how many times I can spin it in your hand.
Look at that. Yeah. The old buddy spinner.
I don't know if Guinness will accept that. You need to do something.
You never spin another man's fidget.
Thrown the
That's true. They'd be like, this is an obscene record. We do not need...
Guinness Book of World Records is a wholesome family fun book of challenges and records.
Nah, we can't just have other guys spinning other guys' fidgets.
What do you think this is? Ancient Rome?
What kind of ideals are you trying to set out?
Hey, man, we just want to show that we're competitive and that's okay to be competitive.
Yeah.
At flicking fidgets.
We got to find a record.
Is it flicking fidgets or flicking spinners? I'm confused now on what the actual
Spinning fidgets is what.
Oh, are they spinners?
Flicking fidgets.
Spinning spinners or flicking fidgets?
Flicking fidgets. That's going to be my response to what the biscuit.
What the
Stub my toe. Flicking fidgets.
It's good. It's clean fun.
Kids are going to start yelling it everywhere.
Is that more? How do kids get in trouble? Is it for the actual words that are used, or is it for the intent of their words? Like if you say fudge, really, well, he meant it. He meant the F-bomb.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like what constitutes a swear word at that point?
Yeah. Is it just those 4 letters?
Ooh, is it cursing the emotion or is it cursing the word?
That's next week on the. I think we talked about that a little bit.
We tackle parenting
a week or 2 ago. But yeah, I think we got a classic segment coming up here that we have not tackled in a while. Speaking of tackling things,
but we will look for a record to break.
Yes, we're going to find a record,
search,
and then we'll do our attempts at it because that's what we do here. We make solutions to problems, and the problem is that we don't have a record, so we're going to solve it.
We're big thinkers, outside the box thinkers.
That's right. That's right. And it will put you in a book on the map.
That's
on the map.
On the map.
So I think we have our based on a true story segment coming up.
Oh yeah,
we're going to pitch Captain Daddy a movie based on a news article headline that we find.
Yeah. So just to recap, based on a true story segment is where we take a headline that we found in the news, and then we pretend like we're movie makers pitching the idea for this film. But this week we actually have a faux producer,
someone to bounce the idea off.
Hard-nosed Hollywood executive here.
So Luke and I are gonna. The way this one will work is Luke and I will pitch the film, and Captain Daddy at any time can say, "Don't like it" or "change it" or something, anything along those lines, as many times as he wants, and we have to change the item, the character, the scenario in that moment.
That's right. Never forget who's the captain of the ship.
That's right. Neither of us are.
Who's the captain of this studio? Who is the big movie Homer of this studio?
All I got to say is I'm going to be leaving my mark here.
This has never been my studio. This has never been our show. This has always been Captain Daddy's.
Yep.
Through and through.
He traded his soul for the Velocity Chaos podcast. Now we know what he really did.
I mean, the secret's out.
He could have just gave me like $5 or something.
All right. So
they're out of Labatt Blue at the convenience store down the street.
Brought to you by Labatt Blue. Not really brought to you by Labatt Blue, but you know, that's we're hoping. But we drink it anyways.
Someday.
Labatt Blue. The juice of thinkers.
That was literally like a Labatt Blue commercial. that was so great. And those were all practical sound effects.
Yeah.
So proud of us.
On your 4th of July, why don't you crack open a cold Labatt Blue, an imported beer, on your American holiday?
Classic American.
It's delicious.
All right. So here we go. The headline that we have picked for this segment, based on a true story, is "When your plane's engine catches on fire."
Oh, goodness.
Ooh. I like it.
So,
Scully was a big hit. Flight was a big hit. Airplane was a big, delicious morsel of a movie.
Hit me with that one more. Was it when your plane's engine catches on fire?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, Captain Daddy, we know you're a man of the sea. We're trying to get you thinking outside the box. Not, I mean, you're a man of many thoughts and things. So we're going to take this one to the sky for you. Get a bigger crowd for your fleet. So, starts off when your plane's engine catches on fire.
60,000 feet, or wherever planes fly.
However high.
60,000 feet.
You're flying. So we have Captain Douglas MacArthur. He's been a descendant of Douglas MacArthur the first. This is like Douglas MacArthur the third or fourth at this point, but he's flying his plane. He's got engines ready. Check. Hey Toots, why don't you grab me a nice cold one? This is gonna be a long fly. So his trusty sidekick stewardess grabs him a nice cold one. Oh, there's a comic relief there. That's what she is.
How big is this plane? Let's talk size right off the bat.
I think this is like a 50 passenger plane.
A little, a good size one.
Small and speedy.
Yes, it's a small and speedy one. I want there because we're gonna bring you a story that's full of like this all these questions of morality. Like if you're on a small plane and there's only a few people on it, instead of just pandemonium. This isn't an action movie. This is a Lord of the Flies kind of movie.
Is this a Speed? We're going for a speed.
This is speed.
Speed of the sky.
Speed of the sky. Okay, so we have the stewardess, comic relief, and then we have his co-pilot, Jim Johnson.
Jim Johnson. He's a hot shot. You know.
What was the pilot's name?
Douglas MacArthur.
Douglas MacArthur.
Jim Johnson. I like it.
Yeah, two good old American boys.
Yeah.
All right.
So we got the hot shots. We're going from Atlanta over down to Washington, Seattle, Washington. You know, it's almost straight across the United States in some ways. So we don't got much water underneath us, but you know, it's gonna be beautiful. Is what it is. Going maybe catch a geyser or two on the way. Catch a few mountains. So
The Rocky Mountains.
The Rocky, yes, your favorite probably.
Yes, of course.
Exactly. We get a nice shot of Rocky Mountains in there. It'd be great.
Did I ever tell you the time my boat got stuck in the Rocky Mountains?
Had to be a few thousand years ago.
Sounds like a great time.
We'll save that for next time.
When our second guest comes on the show.
We'll mention your boat with our second guest.
You have to ask them how Captain Denny's boat got on the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, because they were there.
Yeah.
They were your first mate at that point. Anyway, everything's good. Everything checks out, except for one little blinking light. But guess what? Jim Johnson's love interest is in Seattle, so he's got to get a move on. So they don't have any time to waste. He sees the light, but he just ignores it. MacArthur asks, "We all good?" Jim Johnson says, "We're all good." And they approach the tarmac.
Rolling up. You know, everything looks good. We have a first-time flyer, too, on the flight, and, you know, she takes a handful of wishing well coins. It's like, this has to be a great flight. As my first flight, I'm finally going to make it to Seattle. I've always wanted to go to Seattle. She takes the coins and throws them up into the engine well. And...
yeah, like a fountain.
Like a fountain.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
like a wishing well fountain.
Yeah, of course.
She's
Good
wishing-
luck for
it's
the
good
plane.
luck.
It's always good. It's always good luck for
She's
the plane.
like blessing the plane with her metal coins into the engine. So, but that's what triggered the light actually. So, but the it didn't break right away. It was like jammed in there. So like we're building tension here. We're also introducing other passengers on the plane. There's a family.
More characters. All right.
There's a family with a couple kids. There's a young couple over there. Jim Johnson sees them and he's all like, "Oh man, I miss my girlfriend," kind of thing. And so we got them.
Who's his girlfriend in Seattle? Is there a shot to her?
Yeah, of course she's waiting. You know, Heather Montague is, waiting out there. And...
Played by who? Who's this Heather? I am troubling picturing her.
Rachel McAdams. Is
There
in
you
a
go.
bit role. She's a cameo.
Small role, couple
Small
shots.
role, but like
Distant,
She's one of those lovely people that everyone falls for. We can put her on the cover.
Yeah.
It's going to sell a lot of tickets.
Yeah. So there's a businessman who is on his phone. He bought the Wi-Fi, so he's like talking business on the phone, and he's like, "We're gonna cut their throats. We're gonna take over their business." So he's like,
Sounds like a business I might be involved with.
he's the villain character.
Oh,
Obviously.
all right.
So aside from Jim Johnson, who just took off the plane with a blinking light with a hazard light on,
Because he knows they can make it, probably.
yeah, he's like,
Probably.
Probably.
I got 4 engines. Who cares if one's out?
Exactly.
So there's probably going to be an age or maturity difference between Captain Douglas MacArthur
Oh yeah,
and co-captain.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what you see. Is
Jimbo.
Like, you see Jim. They're not.
Is his
really
nickname
friends.
Jimbo?
He calls him Jimbo, but Jim hates him.
All right, that's what I
Because
thought. That's
there's
what I
some
thought.
tension here. There's some tension here. There's some like MacArthur is like trying to mentor this guy. This guy doesn't want any help. He doesn't want to be.
He's a hotshot.
He's a hotshot. He's a hotshot guy. So yeah.
Young up and comer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's
Too big for his britches.
Yeah, he hasn't flown his first like solo flight yet, and he's been wanting to, and it just Douglas MacArthur needs to give him that okay, like he needs to give him, but he just doesn't see it in Jim yet, in the little Jimbo. So he's like, I can't give you the okay yet,
And he's itching.
he's itching for it.
He's itching for it.
Yeah,
Taking chances.
Yep.
yeah.
So then they approach the tarmac and they're about to take off. They rev everything up.
Starts going a little bit clunky there, but these old planes. Sorry, folks, coming over. Just having a little bit of trouble getting this started, but we're everything's looking good, and we're gonna start flying here. We're gonna be reaching at 60,000 feet, flying over the Colorado Rocky Mountains here in the next hour and a half, and our total flight time is going to be 4 hours and enjoy. Here we go.
I like it. 4 hours speedy flight to Seattle.
It's a new plane.
Gives the people what they want.
It's a new type of plane.
Gives the people what they want. I like it. The old new plane. It's also...
See, classic
Class
Jimbo.
pilot.
He doesn't realize everything. Yeah, he's a hot shot. He doesn't think of everything. And
now we need some sponsorships for this plane. So which airline do you think would be into this new speedy plane?
A plane catching on fire?
Ooh.
United.
No.
They're trying to make their turnaround. We got the fastest planes out there. Boom, clap, how?
So this is also some sort of...
Hit them when they're down. I like it. I like
this
this.
is like an economic commentary on how like greed could just like put others at risk.
Oh.
Pride can put others at risk. So
You did say morality story. I wasn't sure where you're going with that, but I see.
So then they take off.
They're taking off. They're flying. A little bit of, ladies and gentlemen, this is your Captain Douglas MacArthur here speaking. We're in a little bit of turbulence here coming up. You know, that happens every once in a while, so keep your seatbelts on for right now, and we're going to keep on rolling. And, you know, the ditzy stewardess.
Yeah, what's she doing? We need some comic relief
We
right
need
there.
more
The tension's
stewardess.
building, but we need a couple breaks, I think.
Yeah, so I feel the a-hole businessman, you know, he's talking loud, telling people to shut up because he's on the business call.
Who are you picturing?
Business guy?
Yeah. Which actor? Who's playing this devilishly good?
I'm not good with...
Kevin
looking?
Spacey.
Oh.
Kevin Spacey. But there's this amazing tracking shot where we're going to start at the back of the plane, and it's just going to be the stewardess working the whole time. And
Yeah.
she's like interacting with the passengers. And then you can get a little feel for her. You can get a feel for the passengers. You start to build empathy for these certain characters.
Maybe like a cart shot?
Ooh,
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
great.
that's where I'm
Yeah,
throwing
we'll
it.
take that.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
take that.
Shot.
We'll just put it right on the cart. Oh, with her putting out stuff. But then the turbulence happens, and MacArthur knows something's not right.
Yeah.
He's
He's flown way too many.
Too seasoned to know that this is just a regular flight at this point. The thing is he left his lucky charm back in his hotel room.
Yeah.
What's his lucky charm?
It's a piece of Battleship from the game Battleship because it was the first time...
Which ship from Battleship?
Oh, the Battleship.
The Battleship.
Battleship.
The Battleship. Okay.
Yeah, he
And
was a Navy Air
Not
Force
the aircraft carrier or anything like that.
No.
But the Battleship
And it had
itself.
all but one. It had all but one of the pegs in there, and it was a tournament that he actually won in order to get his flying license for that. So it was his lucky Battleship.
Oh, I'm seeing a short fade into memory.
Yeah.
At some point in time,
And
focused on this
huge,
Battleship.
and he comes back and he's like, "Oh man," because they feel another turbulence.
Yeah.
What happened to the blinking light? Are we back to the blinking light at any time?
Jim just flicked the switch that just shut off the
Kind
light.
of overrides
Oh, no.
it.
It didn't do anything. It just shut off the light.
Oh,
So the
So
problem
he's
still
hiding
exists.
it
Yeah.
because he's trying to get
Oh,
to Seattle.
Jimbo.
He's trying not to be tutored anymore.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
thinks he knows all the answers, does he?
Yep.
Got Rachel McAdams waiting for
Yeah.
him in Seattle. And
So, yeah.
And then we have a kid. Why is that cloud really dark right there coming out of the wing? What? Everyone looks out. Oh my God! It's on fire!
Oh no! Kevin Spacey's still talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Doesn't even get up. But everyone else is like, "The plane's on fire!" It is- There's a little moment of that chaos. The camera's like moving around, and people are like screaming,
Flipping switches over there. God. Oh, we got over here. We got what engines that we got? What engines hit? And then the lights are coming up. Stuff's flashing. It's a really high intensity moment. And Douglas Miller, he's like, all right, we got this. Like I've been here before once, but not this intense because I was in Jimbo's seat and I had to watch someone else take over. So he montages back to his mentor.
his mentor.
Yeah.
Oh, who's his mentor?
Sean Connery.
Sean
This is gonna sell.
last flight. Sean Connery was flying, and the engine went out. He was pilot for like 40 years. Then
Wow.
and then this is his last flight.
And they worked together to solve and save the day, didn't they?
Yeah, well, yeah. So he watched Sean Connery's character do that, and so anyway, turns out Kevin Spacey's character actually works for the airlines.
I think I got a name for Sean Connery's character.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Captain Daddy.
Captain Daddy.
Captain Daddy. Everyone calls him Captain Daddy, especially the stewardesses.
That's right. That's
Especially
right.
the stewardesses.
I like it.
So Kevin Spacey's character actually works for the airline. Yeah. And so he's like, if you don't fix this plane, and then like he comes in the cabin, it's like, sir, you can't be in here. This is a locked space, blah, blah, blah. And like everyone starts fighting, tension ramps up, people restrain Kevin Spacey, Jimbo gets mad, and he's like, you can't do that, because Jimbo was in on this whole thing. Like they're actually trying to do an insurance claim on this new old plane so that they can actually save the airline, because it's all about corporate greed. Remember that? So it's about corporate greed.
So the sweet old lady wasn't wishing for good luck at all, was she?
She was actually part of the whole plot of it.
Oh, that is such a twist.
Blame it on the old lady. She's going to be the scapegoat for the court case. So what they're going to do is they're going to put it down in a lake up in the Rocky Mountains, and they're going to hopefully everyone survives. But if they don't, that's okay. But they're going to get an insurance claim because this old new plane was faulty. So, but MacArthur comes in, and because of his tutelage of MacArthur, or of Sean Connery,
of Captain Daddy,
Captain Daddy brings the plane down nicely in the Rocky Mountains. Yeah. No one is hurt. Just a perfect Sully, like Tom Hanks moment. Everyone's getting out. He's in the plane. He's looking around. It's a big moment. They get to shore. Jim's like, good job. And like MacArthur just looks at him and boom, punches him in the face.
Oh my God.
And then Kevin Spacey comes up and he's like, you can't do that to your fellow officer. You're gonna boom, punches him in the face. Old lady comes up. What do you think you're doing? Boom, punches in the face.
That is sweet.
Finally, they all get to Seattle after being rescued, and it turns out
they have to get on another plane.
Yeah, well, they come helicopters this time. Safer.
Yeah.
They get there. Turns out MacArthur has been secretly seeing Rachel McAdams the whole time.
Yep.
Oh, that's just dastardly.
And that's why he had to make it there.
And he
had his own motivations.
But to do it safely and responsibly.
Without insurance scheming.
And so the title of this amazing flick is, well, we thought you might give it a shot.
Oh, this is a movie, one for the ages, let me tell you.
Oh, yes.
And I can see it now. I can see the poster. You have like Rachel McAdams kind of in the back and little four. And then we didn't what's the stewardess's name? She's going to be opposite. Rachel. Who's the stewardess?
Susie the stewardess.
Who played by
does Lawrence, whatever her name, does she sell?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, she would be an excellent sassy
yes. So
comedic
it's the two women across, left and right side of the thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then
it's a big head of MacArthur, who was probably played by Kevin Costner. And then it's a little bit of Sean Connery down here, like because he's the mentor figure. Oh, and then the villain, Kevin Spacey.
I think we're seeing the same thing.
Jimbo.
Who's Jimbo? Who are we going to get for Jimbo? We got to get somebody.
Well, we were thinking Luke could play Jimbo.
You know, that's going to be my breakout role.
I think that's exactly what we need. We need that young,
a newcomer face,
that young face,
the unknown,
the unknown, the arrogant.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's the name of the movie, Arrogant.
Oh, Arrogant.
But spell it AIR.
AIROGANT. Or arrogance. Arrogance is
arrogance.
Arrogance.
Boom.
I think we have something here, gentlemen.
Let's get that one on some paper.
Let's get this deal written.
Great.
Century 21 or whatever.
Love it.
We're coming. Lionsgate. We're coming.
What?
Lucasfilms.
You're shooting with my film house.
Of course. Yes.
Which is
Captain Daddy.
No. The character's Captain Daddy. No. It's Sea House Treasures.
Oh, House Treasures. Classics. Sea House Treasure Classic.
Well, that's what we were going to go to them and show them. This is what you're not going to have because this is what Sea House Treasure is going to have.
Sea House Treasure Classic.
And don't you ever dare think about stealing this film.
That's right. We can't show it at Sundance. The boat doesn't get there, but we can go to France and show it
Film
there.
Fest Con. Yeah, you're gonna go to the Mediterranean. Love it.
So I mean, with that, we have a multitude of things that just go on for 25 years. And this is only 25 episodes for us. The the calendar is endless of what we can do for our scheduled events. But sometimes you party on and it's excellent, and then sometimes you break a world record or two. You never know, and sometimes you fly a plane, and it's just fantastic, and you change people's lives. And other times you're a naughty penguin, and you do some stuff like pushing other penguins around, but sometimes you're a good penguin. You wait patiently for fish.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
That was our New Zealand news.
I totally forgot about it, but I just snuck that in.
Put that into the summary before it was talked about here. You're stepping on Captain Daddy here. I brought some of the Australian. I know you like the Australian news. I brought you some more down under news today. And after last week's New Zealand talk about princesses and Australian news, I have from the National Aquarium of New Zealand.
Oh,
did you know that they name a naughty penguin of the month?
Oh, sounds
raunchy.
smoky.
And let me tell you about this month's naughty penguin.
Oh, tell us, Captain Daddy.
He goes by the name of Timmy. And Timmy does not wait for others when it's time for fish. No, he is impatient. He has also been known to push and knock down other penguins when it's time for the fish. Timmy is a penguin of my own heart.
Yeah, it sounds like a real Captain
You
Daddy.
should recruit him for your crew. He's your mascot.
I need to be in talks with the National Aquarium of New Zealand. They don't take kindly to letting go of their penguins, but
you should just go steal them.
I mean, there's also a good penguin of the month, but I never pay attention to that. I only pay attention to the naughty penguins of the month.
Yes.
The naughty penguins.
And then soon you have a penguin army and a dolphin army. And
Oh my
great. Rule the seas.
Tarzan of the sea.
Waterworld is going to be amazing, let me tell you.
Fantastic.
I could just see a penguin like walking up behind someone on like a raft land and pulling out a switchblade. Like, you've come to the wrong raft, my friend.
Are you kidding? They jump off the boat and they're like flying. How they jump through the water really fast?
Oh yeah.
And then they just jump out of the water just to bail people. It's just like 6 penguins. Boom, 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 boom.
It's like penguin torpedoes.
Yeah.
Penguin pedos, go. And yeah, I totally forgot about the Australian news until I started talking. But yeah.
That's one of the best Australian news pieces ever.
That is fantastic. So yeah, I mean, that's gonna, for our 25th episode, I'm glad you guys hung in with us. We did a little bit of a long one, but that's because we got Captain Daddy here in the studios, and I think it's just fantastic. I appreciate you coming out, Captain Daddy. You're always number one to me. So,
well, thank you, Luke and Nick. I gotta tell you, you do lighten up my life, and you make the lonely nights on sea that much better. But before I go, there's one more thing.
What's that?
I've, as your number one fan, I listen closely to every podcast. And for the last couple of weeks, there's been an issue going back and forth between the two of you that I think needs to be resolved.
What's that?
Nick.
Oh, no.
You've declared others as the number one fan of the Velocity Chaos podcast.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
How could you? How could you ever? Now, Luke's mother is a wonderful, fine lady. She's a beautiful soul. But we're talking about the Velocity Chaos podcast number one fan spot, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I should have known it was that important to you and your crew.
Oh, it's deadly important.
And I tried to get him. I said, look, you got to get him a message in a bottle. You got to send something right after that episode, and you never got around to it. I mean,
you did make the attempts. Let's say that. Let's be fair. I'm a fair-minded captain here. You know, I'm not just all quick on the judgments. You did come back the week later, and thank you, Luke, for making all best attempts to set the record straight. But then, again, Nick, you made the call, welcoming others to try and take my spot as the number one fan.
Now, in my defense, I really think that I've just tried to make your fandom better by challenging your number one spot.
I don't know if that's the case or not, but let me put out a warning to anyone considering calling in to the Velocity Chaos Podcast hotline. Don't! And I'll write that in blood.